Cape Town, South Africa is undeniably one of the most beautiful and most enchanting cities in the world. With its vibrant cultural scene and impressive natural sights, it brings in millions of tourists every year. But there's something that worries a lot of the people that travel here and puts many people off from visiting this lovely city, and that is crime. Media reports often show us terrible crimes occurring in Cape Town and truly horrible things happening to tourists. But while mainstream media does give us accurate and verified information, it often fails to give us the bigger picture. So let's zoom out for a moment. On the surface, the statistics don't look great for Cape Town. It has consistently been amongst the top 20 most dangerous cities in the world, and it has high crime rates, particularly for violent crimes such as murders or gang-related crime. And the unfortunate reality for many living in Cape Town, although definitely not the entire population, is that they often have to live with crime. This is not something that should be taken lightly, and I sincerely hope that the situation for people who live in Cape Town changes for the better. But it's also important to remember that the safety situation for locals and tourists is often quite different in most tourism destinations, and there's a whole other set of statistics that mainstream media will rarely tell you about. Millions of tourists visit Cape Town every single year. In 2019, 5.4 million tourists came in through the Cape Town airport alone. The city has become one of the world's best tourism destinations, and since 2011 it has won many awards, including being voted the world's top tourist city for the 7th time at the 2019 Telegraph Awards. And lastly, 97% of people who visited Cape Town said they were satisfied or very satisfied with their experience in the city, and I can definitely count myself into that statistic. So what does this mean for you as a tourist? So like I said, Cape Town does have a high crime rate, and you should be aware of that if you're going to travel to the city, and you should take some extra precautions. But you also shouldn't excessively worry about it, and chances are that you will have a great time in the city. So here are some ways that you can make your stay in Cape Town safe and enjoyable. Firstly, just have some common sense. When you travel, you're always going to be a little bit more vulnerable, so be aware of your surroundings, don't walk alone at night, don't flash expensive goods, and make sure you know the emergency numbers in case you need to contact authorities. Most crimes directed towards tourists in Cape Town are muggings and robberies, so bear that in mind. Avoid carrying a lot of cash and use ATMs inside, since that is one place where robberies tend to occur. Carry copies of important documents, don't open your door to just about anyone, and don't leave your car unlocked. And lastly, if you do find yourself in a robbery, don't resist. If you do, it might turn violent. You should also know that credit card fraud is relatively common, so watch where your card goes and don't give your details to just about anyone. Be careful when you're swimming in the ocean, since the currents here are very strong, and also be careful when hiking, since the weather can change super fast in Cape Town and you don't want to be caught up in a storm. Hiking trails are also places where muggings tend to occur, so it's safer if you hike in a group or with a guide. And lastly, this is something that you should do in every city that you travel to, but know what areas are safe for tourists and which ones aren't. So touristic areas in Cape Town are generally safe to walk around, so places like the V&A waterfront, the City Bowl, Clifton and Camps Bay, Falls Bay, etc. I personally also felt safe in the CBD and in Book-Up, but I also know that some people have different opinions on that. However, these things do change, so make sure you do your own research before traveling. And precisely because these things change, I don't want to mention any areas or neighborhoods that are unsafe at the time of filming, just because I don't want to perpetuate a bad reputation or a negative stereotype about a certain place when that's no longer true in the future. So, is Cape Town safe? Look, no place is 100% safe, including Cape Town, and people are always going to have a different definition of safety. But after having seen all of the statistics and having been there myself, I would overall consider Cape Town to be a safe destination for tourists. I would 100% recommend it, and I would definitely travel there again myself. If you want more information about Cape Town, make sure you watch my video on the top 10 places you have to see in Cape Town. I'll leave the link to that video in the description down below. And lastly, remember to like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in my next one.